Welcome back. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., the House Small Business Committee will hear testimony from Isabela Castillas-Guzman, the Small Business Administration head, with the goal of finding out if the SBA is facing mismanagement and incompetency. This comes as Guzman has kicked off her Investing in America tour, touting the Biden administration's achievements. All the while, they are facing $200 billion in COVID pandemic fraud. For more, let's welcome in Texas Congressman and chairman of the Small Business Committee, Roger Williams. Congressman, thanks so much for joining me this morning. So what are you hoping to ask Administrator Guzman tomorrow?
Well, there's a lot of questions to ask her, but she's coming up here, too, to ask for a budget increase, about 20% from the last cycle. That's crazy because, first of all, she doesn't need more money. She needs to get the money they've had taken under fraud through the COVID funding, through idle lending. There's $200 billion missing in COVID lending right now to frauds who gave wrong Social Security numbers, wrong ID, and so forth. So we got to go after that. We've got a plan on the committee. The other thing is there's these idle loans. She's missing, or she has $70 billion worth of idle loans that haven't been repaid. They're loans at 3%. They're doing nothing about that. They want to write it off, which is taxpayers' money. We want to sell it off to the private sector and get something back. So we're going to talk to her about that. We're going to talk to her about mismanagement. We're going to talk to her why nobody's coming to work in that building. The building they're in has about 800 offices, and I think it's only 10% full. You can't service Main Street America. You can't service small business if you're not on the job. Small business comes to work every day, and they're the last to leave at night. And if the people they're relying on through the SBA can't come to work, that's a real problem. We want to hear why that's happening. So there's a lot that she's got to respond to besides asking for more money. If she would just collect the $200 billion I just mentioned, or if she would begin to factor out and sell off the private sector the $70 billion worth of loans at 3%. She doesn't need more money from us. That'd be all that she needs, and plus more.
Yeah.
So she's got a lot of questions to answer.
Yeah, it's not often I mention Post Malone and Lil Wayne on this show, but they're being accused of lying to the IRS about their respective workplace environments being drug-free in order to secure $9 million in small business grants during the COVID-19 pandemic. Does this kind of show the incompetency that they were able to go over the SBA's head?
Well, it just shows the lack of management from the SBA. I mean, they want to be big, but they need to be smaller. They need to be the last resort, not the first resort. And there's all kinds of stories like that. I mean, I have a story of a gentleman that got $90,000 put in his bank account one day. He has no clue why it was there. He called the SBA, and they said, "Don't worry about it right now." So there's all kinds of things going on like this. Taxpayers' money that's just being wasted, and we've got to identify it. We've got to collect it. We've got to get back to helping Main Street America and giving Main Street America an opportunity to start a business and take some risk and get reward.
And I know that Senator Joni Ernst is calling on the SBA to put a public price tag on anything that's being paid for with the assistance of a grant so that taxpayers are aware of what the public's money is going for and being paid for. Is this something you hope to tackle during your hearing as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to know what we're buying. I mean, consumers have to tell her when they buy something, they have to let IRS or somebody know what they bought. And they've got to be responsible. They haven't been responsible. They've gotten political over at the SBA. You know, if you're the head of the SBA, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. You need to be for lower taxes, less government, cutting spending. You need to be for Main Street. You need to be for less regulations. I mean, there's so many regulations going on right now from Main Street that they can't even comply. And the SBA wants to put more on them.
I want to pivot now to the southern border. You're from Texas. The Supreme Court has once again extended the block on the immigration law that would allow local and state police to arrest those crossing the border illegally. How is this impacting everyday Texans?
Well, it's horrible. I was Secretary of State under Governor Perry back in 2005 and 2006, and I've been down the border a bunch. It's worse today than it was yesterday, going to be worse tomorrow than it is today. It's not only affecting Texas drastically, which Governor Abbott's doing a really good job in spending money and resources and assets that should be spent by the federal government, but we have to defend our sovereignty. He's doing a great job. But it's affecting every state in America. I mean, as we say now, every state's a border state. We've got millions. We don't know how many. We say 10, we say 15, could be 20 million people over here that are not the best of the best. They come over here illegally. They decide to break the law. They decide to hurt people. They decide to destroy land. They're over here to hurt us. They're not coming, and they're not going to go back. And this administration's done away with stay in Mexico policy, catch and release, Title 24. All these things help keep the crossings down. And we know if we just instituted back the stay in Mexico policy, 70% of the crossings would go away. And Biden can do that through executive order, but he hasn't done it. But it's a mess. It's horrible. We lost our sovereignty, and now we have to start worrying about the northern border.
Yeah, you mentioned the Stay in Mexico policy and that President Biden could have executive actions taken, but he refuses to do so. What else do you think needs to be done to fix this crisis at the border?
Well, we need to just let the law of the land. I mean, we need to tell people we're a land of laws. We are not going to let you come in and break the law and destroy our assets. We need to send that message out. But President Biden is basically inviting people to come in, and then we're giving them money, we're giving them assets, we're giving them help. And we got hundreds of thousands of homeless veterans that need help, and our veterans alone. So our priorities are backwards, but it's all by design by the liberals. I mean, they want to have illegals in here. One day they want to own the White House, own the Senate, own the House of Representatives, and let people vote. And it's destroying our country, and we need to stop it. And it's the most important thing we need to do in our country. Our assets need to go to the border, not to go to foreign countries.
All right, Congressman, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.